So Cracker Barrel is losing it after backlash with the latest hilarious backfire that just exposed just how badly the CEO and board misread their own customers. Now, as you all know, Cracker Barrel has ended its deal with the consulting firm that actually pushed the logo change in the first place. And the reason is simple. Customers rejected it, but the rebrand looked nothing like, the Cracker Barrel that people actually know and loved, and it actually sparked a lot of anger instead of support. And right now, well, Cracker Barrel is just trying to go ahead and distance itself from the bad decision after the massive backlash made it very clear that they misread their own audience. Okay. So simply put, the big story here is that Cracker Barrel thought it would just go ahead and lean on a consulting group called Profit, a firm that makes its money selling corporate image makeovers and stuff to go ahead and revamp one of the the most recognizable logos in American casual dining. As a matter of fact, don't think if I should call that, casual dining, because you can't really have comfort food in casual dining and stuff. But other than that, I mean, that gamble actually blew up in their face. You see, the customers weren't just, unimpressed. They were just angry, fed up and everything. And people weren't confused about the new design. They hated it. You see, it stripped away the rustic identity of Cracker Barrel and just went on ahead and replaced it with the type of bland, soulless aesthetic that just looks like it belongs on a tech company's intranet portal. Okay. So Cracker Barrel, then the leadership just failed to understand the core of its own brand. Now, for decades, the appeal was never about, looking modern or sleek. You see, the restaurant has always marketed itself as a place for traditional home-cooked meals in an atmosphere that felt like, that got people remembering that old America. Okay. So, yeah, that's what they liked and stuff. Even the younger crowd that they were trying to market it to loved it. Even families, retirees, travelers on the interstate. I mean, those are the kind of people that kept the lights on. And just by swapping the logo with something that was bland and just poor and corporate and switching for corporate, the company signaled it was ashamed of what made Cracker Barrel successful in the first place. Okay. So yeah, the outrage wasn't small either. You see, you have like a lot of online communities, Facebook groups, and even regular customers all pushing back hard. Social media everywhere just went on ahead and posted Cracker Barrel, just mocking the new logo as if it was a parody. Okay. And the thing is that it wasn't just mocked by people who are on the right, but also people who are on the left, both Republicans and Democrats, conservatives and liberals alike. And the key difference this time is that the criticism didn't come from, the professional class of influencers or even self-proclaimed branding experts. It just came from the everyday people, the regular people who actually sat down and spent their money at Cracker Barrel. Okay. So that's why this backlash actually had a lot of teeth to it. Now, the rebranding mess wasn't even an isolated incident either. Okay. Basically, it's just another company that was trying to go ahead and force a modern identity that doesn't connect with any of the customers who actually built them up. You see, remember Bud Light, Target, or any other number of brands and stuff that thought they could go ahead and buy cultural approval by just making superficial changes. You see, Cracker Barrel's problem wasn't only that the new logo looked bad, but it was also that the company exposed itself as willing to go ahead and trade away the heritage, including home-cooked foods, for buzzwords. Now, when you dig into, Profit's role, it becomes a little more obvious why this happened in the first place. You see, consulting firms like this sell big-ticket image transformations to corporations that are desperate to stay relevant. You see, they speak the language of growth strategies, brand refreshes, and even customer engagement. But in reality, they take millions to go ahead and tell companies to smooth away the very things that made them distinct from everyone else. Now, for Cracker Barrel, I mean, that just meant, standing off the old country charm, and replacing it with something generic enough to go ahead and just blend into an airport terminal, basically. Now, the decision to go ahead and cut ties with profit is now it's not a move of strength, but it's just retreat. Cracker Barrel didn't just, suddenly regain its backbone. It just folded under the weight of angry customers who simply made it clear that they were not going to keep spending money at a restaurant that actually looked embarrassed of its own history. Now, if this chain truly believed in this rebrand, well, let's be honest, they'd still be defending it. The fact that profit is out the door just tells you how devastating this backlash that the company has been taking inside the company. Now, the most damaging part of all of this entire episode is what it revealed. You see, what it revealed about the restaurant's leadership. You see, they weren't just, disconnected from their customer base. They just underestimated them. Didn't listen to them. They thought that they could just go ahead and sneak through a visual overhaul and just ride out a couple of days of online criticism. But instead, they got weeks-long revolt that forced them into a public climb down, basically. Then that kind of bad choice erodes trust, and once customers sense you're ashamed of your brand's roots, well, it's actually going to be tough to win them back. Now, some people also might say that it's just a logo. Who cares? But that misses the point entirely. You see, logos are shorthand for identity. And when you're a brand like Cracker Barrel, your identity is everything. You're not just, selling biscuits and gravy, well, at least the home cooked ones. You're selling a cultural experience that people trust will stay the same every time they visit. Now, when that particular trust is broken, the food is not good. It's not enough to go ahead and hold it together. And that's why this issue snowballed far beyond, any kind of graphic design critiques. All right. So what makes this even more embarrassing is just how quickly Cracker Barrel just went on ahead and caved. You see, companies usually drag these things out, issue vague statements like Cracker Barrel has done, and just hope that the storm passes. Okay. But the backlash for Cracker Barrel was too sharp. It made corporate panic set in almost immediately. And just like that, Cracker Barrel just realized that its core customers were just slipping away. And the longer the rebrand stayed in place, the more damage it would cause. Now, the decision to kill profit wasn't provocative, but it was just the survival for them. Now, the financial pressure also has to be taken into effect, where Cracker Barrel has already been, dealing with declining sales, rising costs, and competition from cheaper alternatives. Now, the logo disaster from Cracker Barrel poured gasoline on that fire that was already burning. Now, the moment customers start associating your brand with betrayal, I mean, they don't just complain online. They all just stop showing up. And every empty table is just another reminder to management that their, quote, modernization strategy is now a bust. Now, the lesson is definitely simple, but it's one that the corporations never seem to learn. Stop hiring consultants who don't understand your customer base. You see, a firm like Profit doesn't care, about who eats at Cracker Barrel. You see, they care about selling a pitch deck, basically, with a bunch of woke buzzwords about authenticity and evolution, while just simply cashing a massive check. Now, they'll disappear with their money, and the brand itself is just left holding the bag. I mean, That's exactly what's happened here. Okay. But also, this should be a wake up call for other legacy brands and companies that are flirting with, throwing away their heritage, and this includes Disney. Customers are done with being told that everything they love about a brand is outdated or offensive. They don't want forced changes. They don't want you also watered down designs either. They just want consistency. I've been saying that I'm a broken record at this point. Cracker Barrel isn't just another fast casual spot. It's supposed to be part of American road trip culture. Messing with that particular identity is the corporate malpractice, okay? So the fallout is far from over. You see, Cracker Barrel may have cut profit loose, but customers are not going to forget this overnight, and they haven't. Now, there's always a chance that the leadership at Cracker Barrel tries something similar again once the outrage dies down. I mean, honestly, that's why people are paying close attention. They want to see if the company itself actually learned its lesson, or if this was just a desperate move to stop the bleeding in the short term. All right. So at the end of the day, this is all about trust. Cracker Barrel just broke it, and now they're scrambling to repair it. Firing a consulting firm is easy as a symbolic gesture, but repairing the relationship with customers who actually saw that they were betrayed takes a lot more. Now, the chain is going to have to go ahead and prove meal after meal that it respects the people who built up Cracker Barrel. And any more experiments with identity politics or just sterile rebrands from Cracker Barrel will just finish the job that the backlash has already started. So basically, Cracker Barrel just stands at a crossroads that it can either just embrace what it truly is, which is a Southern style traditional restaurant, or that thrives because people crave familiarity, or it could just go ahead and keep chasing, the woke corporate approval and just watch its base walk away entirely. Now, the logo mess was a humiliation, but it's also a warning. If you ignore your core audience, and you won't just take the heat online, you'll definitely lose the very foundation of your business. You see, Cracker Barrel just better go ahead and just choose wisely, because next time, customers might not give them the chance to walk it back. So let me know your thoughts about this in the comments below. Be sure to smash the like button and share the video far wide across social media. Subscribe to the channel, turn on the bell for future uploads, notifications, and I'll see you all in the next one. Until then, peace.